Hello and welcome to another episode of Tales from a Professional Nerd. My name is Bryan Steele and I will be your nerd today and any other day that you watch one of my silly little shows. Alright, so I promised that today was going to have a really cool topic, but something super cool happened. And we will get to that in just a minute. Today is still super cool and kind of a surprise from even me, but I wanted to go ahead and let's get through the weekend, Brian. It's kind of a basic one, but it's a good one. All right, so let's see. Professionally, still working on some very, very cool Power Rangers stuff. And did some very cool playtesting stuff for Warzone Eternal. So if you are a Warzone Eternal playtester and you listen to the show, you are going because you know exactly what we started playtesting. If you are not and you're just a fan of Warzone, know that super cool stuff is being worked on, adding a little more flavor to some of the existing units that we had already built, and adding a new aspect to how to build your force, tweaking some scenarios, and getting it a little closer for us to be able to do that relaunch. I know we're still probably several months away, but it is looking just even cooler every time that Alex and Rick and myself and others take a look at these files and get into the game proper. I am just over the moon trying to figure out how I would be building my forces. And I don't think I'm giving anything away about anything particular. I just started putting pen to paper, digitally speaking, for some very cool Warzone fiction. So, cool stuff. I also just wrapped up on a Shadowrun short story that... while I cannot give away the name or what it will be involved with, it does involve a dwarf who has a very, very bad day. Or a good day, I guess, depending on if you like action and adventure and skullduggery abound. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Also reached out to a couple of my former colleagues about... something kind of a cool anniversary coming up for me very soon. More on that when I find out more. But yeah, so professionally, it's been a great week. I prefer to be a creative. I prefer to be writing. I prefer to be designing. I prefer to be developing or playtesting or anything like that. That's like my where I like to have my brain set to do. But orchestrating others and getting others and managing others, whether it is helping along the creation of new sculpts or getting other writers to help with cool narrative, or bringing people on to help me with projects directly. I do still enjoy a lot of that stuff. Some of the managerial stuff I occasionally miss for my Cool Money or Not days. But overall, obviously, I prefer to be creating. I prefer to be writing. I prefer to be the artistic talent. But overall, it's nice to be able to flex some of those other skills from time to time too. Let's see what else. Professionally speaking, so I haven't announced exactly when I'll have to. Basically, I'll wait until I have a link to put up for people to watch it and to donate money and things. But I am going to be running an Essence 20 Power Rangers game for Extra Life charity in November. I believe it is November 5th. The timeline on it, I think, is 7 p.m. to midnight on November 5th, because it's one of those 24-hour, like, the people who I'm with are going to be running events for 24 hours, and I've got the 7 to 12 Eastern Standard Time. And I just signed my last my fifth player in the at the table. It is a digital game, so people are going to get a chance to see it. But also because it's a digital game, I'm going to get a chance to play with some people or run for some people that I don't normally ever get to play with. So I'm pretty excited about that. And on top of that, at least one person at the table, despite the ridiculous time difference, they are going to play effectively from like midnight to 5 a.m. based off of their time frame. Which, please, when I get the information and I send that link out, donate specifically, because that person is going out of their way in order to play at the table, and I can't wait to show you guys. It's actually a scenario that I wrote, using some rules that I wrote, using previews of some rules that are going to show up in a book in the future. So it's going to be pretty rad all the way around. Personally, I got to play some Xbox. I ended up getting a total of 32 recorded hours for the charity video game event that I played. So I met the goal. I met the monetary goal as well. I actually exceeded it. Then on just recently, I got to play in the Waking Realms D&D game. Waking Realms is my friend's homebrew game, where we're like level 12. I mean, like, that's probably one of the highest level characters I've played in a long time. That's not like you actually started at first and worked our way up. Where I haven't. It's different when someone's like, hey, build a 15th level character or build a 20th level character. This is an epic game. This is actually, we started out as schmucks. We started out as rookies and have worked our way up to now we are trying to save a town from what is almost assuredly an illithid infestation. There's a bunch of people like stuff leaking out of their ears and they act like drones, and so we'll see what's up. But we had a lot of fun. We are preparing. There are three in that particular game. There are three like kind of nesting locations for these parasites, and we've already destroyed one, and we're getting ready to go after a second. And we pretty sure we got ourselves all geared up, ready to rock and roll, and we're about ready to go. Hit that spot and see what happens, leaving us then with the third, which of course the third is probably going to be the one that's got like the big da moment where it's not really just illithids, it's all the townsfolk, and we can't kill them because then we're killing the town. And I'm paraphrasing, and I'm not even sure if that's going to be how it goes. Hell, Micah might put us up against one of those nasty, disgusting elder brain dragons. I hope Micah isn't listening to this, because I don't want to fight one of those. But yeah, so it was a great session. It was a lot of planning, a lot of role play, and sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need to get away from just the hack and slash and start discussing how characters have evolved and where you're planning to how you're going to plan to spend your money, and if we become the big damn heroes of this town, what's that going to mean? Are they going to build a statue to me? That sort of thing. Helped my my lovely wife flesh out my character's home city in her D&D game, Land of Monsters, which I'm actually going to end up missing the next game because I'll be at GameholeCon. But it's nice to help out with that. Yeah, so I mean that's honestly it. Not a lot going on. I was kind of hoping to play some BattleTech this weekend, but my friends that I play BattleTech with were busy and could not make it up. So I instead cooked and made like 5 pounds of sugar cookie dough and made some chicken vindaloo, and more or less just sort of had a great weekend of getting work done, playing around, did some painting of some of my own stuff. It's been solid. So I don't know if you've noticed, I've noticed that I have definitely fallen off of the dietary wagon, where I was doing the low carb constantly and doing a really good job. I've backslid, not a lot, whereas I had gotten up to the point where I had hit that 60-pound loss mark. I'm back to only being like 48 pounds from my original weight. So I'm definitely I've gained more than 10 pounds back. So here in the next couple weeks, it's hard to do it at conventions. It's hard to do it, around Halloween. Um, so I think Natalie and I are going to go back to it, hit it hard. We're going to try and be careful from now until then. But I think we're going to go back and hit it hard, low carb after October. So fingers crossed that everything goes well with that, and we get back into the losing weight category of things. I don't feel bad. I still feel healthy. I feel good. I'm definitely still better than I was when I got to my heaviest, when I got to that kind of most unhealthy. But I'm seeing definitely a backslide, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah, so that's really it. Almost bought another cat last week. For those of you keeping score, that is, we have 3 dogs, 3 cats, and a lizard. And I almost let Natalie buy a 4th cat because it was adorable. It was absolutely just breathtakingly cute, and it was a color that we do not have. And I guess for my house, animals are like Pokemon. I want to catch them all. However, my common sense stepped in the way and said, no, Brian, that is more things to take care of. That is more stuff to pay until we get Natalie's stateside disability whole situation figured out because of her illness. It is better that I do not do that. So we left that little kitty for someone else to give a great home to, and we moved on, and then hugged our own animals and said, we love you guys so much. Yeah, I mean, I wish there was more to the Week in Bryan right now, but there really isn't. Not a lot going on. Next week is the official release of the Transformers role-playing game. I know the PDF copy has already gone out, but the actual physical copies should start showing up in stores next week. I'm super excited about that. Not only did we have so much fun making that game, it follows our Essence 20 system that we built, but it is also there are so much cool stuff coming out for Essence 20 over the next 6-8 months, and one of the things that is coming out for Transformers specifically, I have been very well. I mean, I wrote it, but I've been very, very in league, in line, in concerto with the artists creating all the art for the inside of the book, and some of this art is like not breathtaking, like it's beautiful, but it is perfect. It is exactly what I asked for particular scenes, for particular characters. There are a few where the artists took a different lean or a different liberty with what I had written as the art direction, but I loved what they did so much. I said theirs is better. Let's stay with theirs. I'm really excited. The Adventures in Angel Grove, the PDF already came out, which is the first main adventure series book for Power Rangers. The PDF already came out, and the physical copies, I believe, are going to start appearing in stores anytime now. But it's so far so good. It seems to be really kind of received very well. That was written by myself and TJ Storm, and I can't say enough how thankful I am that Elisa, when she was still the role-playing game producer over at Renegade, that she reached out to me and got me as to be part, one of the kind of primary, like, first team members for the Essence 20 team for those Hasbro licenses. I can't say enough kind things about her, and I can't say enough excited things about Renegade, about where the games are going. And honestly, even just actually before I started filming this, um, the Werewolf Fifth Edition team released the list of tribes and that what they're doing with the kind of the background and lore of werewolf for the World of Darkness. And I'll probably spend an entire once that becomes a little closer to reality. I will probably spend an entire one of these episodes discussing werewolf, its history, what is old, what is new, my position in what is old and what is new, and hopefully the future will shine bright for me and that license as well. Can't say anything for certain because, without the contract in my hand, you never know. But I do know that the upper echelons at Renegade know that I am a massive werewolf fan and will find and strangle the last unicorn to be part of that game license. Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is this is really good. It's just a really good month. Hopefully really good next couple of months for me and as far as releases goes. I'm excited. It's good times. So, today's topic. It's not really a topic because it's unexpected. I had a topic that I wanted to do, but then the delivery guy rang my doorbell. My dogs went crazy, and I went to go. Oh, all right, I was getting ready to film this, and doorbell went off, and the dogs went nuts. So I couldn't use that footage anyway because it sounded like I lived in a kennel. But then I go outside, go to the stoop, and I see this box. This box sitting there, and while Natalie and I get a lot of packages at the house at the studio, I don't get things this big very often. Like it normally that's got to be something like a significant order. And I look down at the packing slip, and it says Wizkids. Now, I have not ordered anything from Wizkids in a while. Not that I haven't bought anything. I've picked up stuff at the store, but like actually direct order, I haven't ordered anything from them for a long time. While at Gen Con back in August, I met with one of their marketing guys, and I've been emailing with another one of their marketing guys that I've always been a big fan of WizKids stuff from back in the Jordan Wiseman days with Mage Knight and Pirates of the Spanish Main. I mean, like WizKids and I have gone very, very far back. And at Gen Con, I really, really, really tried to wheel and deal into getting a very, very cool model because I really want to desperately paint it, but it's extremely expensive. And while I do okay, again, similar to the whole cat thing, although this would not be a living creature, about the same size though, is I can't justify that kind of expense. So I tried to angle it that, hey, even if you just give me a discount or whatever, I would love to get one and maybe paint it or show it off or whatever on my channel. And WizKids Marketing said, the ones we've got for marketing are already spoken for. However, give us your address. We'd love to send you something to unbox for your show. And I said, that's fantastic. I love your guys' product. I've never seen anything that you put out that I didn't at least say. They've never put out something that I can think of off the top of my head that I go, God, what a terrible product, or wow, no one needs that. I've never really said that I can remember. I mean, obviously, if you want to go back over the last 160 episodes and find me saying that one time, feel free. It'll raise my algorithm views. But as a company, I've always thought that they were really cool. They always did lots of really cool stuff. They've always reached into neat IPs. They've always been kind of on the forefront of, what kind of products and the things that they've come up with. Even when they're not making their own games, the stuff that they are making to go along with the games is awesome. And so it is very cool that they even talked to me in the first place. And on top of all that, obviously they follow through. You know, I've got this gigantic box. I have absolutely no idea what's in it, so this is going to be a surprise for you and me as you do this unboxing. I know what I hope is in there, but who knows? You know, I could open this up and it could be mostly styrofoam peanuts. It is a little heavier than that, but we'll see. We'll see. No matter what, I do not know if this means that there will be regular Wizkids unboxings. I know a lot of times when they get something on, like get someone on their marketing lists, that it's a regular thing, or if this is just a one-off little, hey, thanks for inquiring about our stuff. Either way, you know, the YouTube algorithm, everything, I want to make sure that you know what I'm unboxing. I do not know what this is. Wizkids is not a sponsor of my show. But they did supply this, so this is their stuff, and depending on what it is, there may be some of this ends up coming back out to you guys when I do the comment raffle. When I do comment raffle stuff. Speaking of comment raffle stuff, I need to load a bunch of names into the randominator because I forgot to do that. And today is the 1st of the October, so I need to tell everybody who the September winner was. So, you know what? Before we get to this box, let's do the September winner, and I'll be right back. Okay, thank you so much for being patient. I'm sure that only lasted a couple of seconds because I haven't even edited this video. It took me a few minutes to load all the names in and get everything squared away because I apparently forgot to do that. So, without further ado, based off of the randominator, the winner of the September 2022 comment raffle from Tales from a Professional Nerd is Trent Farrell, or Trent Farrell. I don't know how to pronounce your name. In episode 158, he's actually a newer commenter, and possibly a newer subscriber. So please, expect, obviously I'll put a note on here to show you, that has my email address for you to reach out to let me know where to send your raffle prize. And, once you win it, please share that you won cool stuff on the show, on the channel, and let's get some more subscribers, because similar to what I'm doing today, I've had several companies talk to me and say when my subscriber numbers get higher, I'll be able to do more unboxings, I'll be able to do more giveaways, and I'll be able to talk to you guys about more cool stuff, which is exactly what I want to do. But, so congratulations, Trent, and please make sure you email me, so I can get you your cool stuff. Without further ado, though, curiosity is killing me. It's time to open the box and find out what we have here. So this box is big enough that I've got to go off to the side. I don't have a table to set it against or anything like that. So I've got to do this with my offhand. Hope you can hear me all right. My microphone's over here. So I got to do it with my offhand and the... I'm doing the thing you're never supposed to do and not look away from the camera. All right, there, come on. Use good packing tape there at Wizkids. Okay, here we go. All right, I have no idea. Let's see what this is. First things first. Oh, holy crap. Okay, first things first. That's amazing. I get a bunch of packing materials. Ha 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 ha, packing materials. Everyone laugh. Alright, so, Jesus. Okay. Alright, I'm having an issue here. Okay, so we have pile of packing stuff, which I can use to send more stuff out to other people, which is awesome. And it's nice that they do such a good job of packing their stuff so nothing gets broken. And here is what we have. So first things first, little tiny thing. Oh, I love it. We have one of the Herringon limited edition paint kits. So it comes with some it comes. Oh God, this is really cool. Oh, this is the thing that was in the free RPG Day package. Oh, so cool. Okay, so first off, it's got this little Herringon warrior, like a little archer. All right. It's got 2 paintbrushes, 1 water pot, and you know what? I can open this up, even if I end up sending it off to someone else. I can at least... Oh, cute. Okay. I was wondering what the water pot would be. And the water pot is exactly what it sounds like. It's a little plastic thing. But it's got mixing tabs. It's got little tabs of Vallejo paint, a couple of brushes, both of which look... they're Wizkids. We've got a fine detail and a multi-purpose. The fine detail looks like it's probably a double aught, and the multi-purpose, or maybe a single aught, and the multi-purpose is probably a 1. They are definitely fine tips. They're not round. Cool. That's a really neat little thing. I love it. I love it. All right. I also can't close this little box. Can't wait to show you 2 of these things. This is insane. Oh my God. Mitch, if you are listening, Wizkids is, you guys are amazing. I'm blown away, and I hope that I hope that I do even any justice to show people what you have done here. All right, we have one of from Nulzier's Marvelous Miniatures. We have the Fire Giantess, or no, I guess it's a giant. He's just got cool braids. It's a cool looking model though. It's a big fella. He's got kind of a volcano thing going on. I love it. I love it. Now there's a bunch of blisters in here, so we're gonna go through the blisters because there's. I'm gonna go through the blisters first to get us to, because they gave me a bunch of blisters, and then there's some. Then there's a couple of boxes, and the boxes I definitely want to show you guys because wow, that's what I got to say. And what's funny, I literally just saw one of these things. I almost bought it at my local game shop just a couple of like maybe like a week ago. I came real close to buying it, and I didn't because something else caught my eye, and I think that's hilarious because now I've got one. Thank you, Wizkids. We have, all right, so we'll start there. We'll start with that, and then we'll go through, we're going to go from biggest down to smallest. So this is what I was literally just talking about. We have a rowboat and some oars, primed and ready to go. I kind of love it. It's got little bench slots, little bench slats to put in the thing, and then a couple of oars. Yeah, that's a really cool mini. This is what I almost picked up at the local game store. So very, very cool. Next up on the bigness factor, we have 2 relatively larger figures. We have a giant spider for another one of the deep cuts. And the giant spider, not only is it cool looking, but it has a little additional webbed up, like a little halfling, or I guess human child, halfling, hobbit, whatever you want to call it. It has been webbed up and captured. I'll probably put that on a base in and of itself, and it'll be a cool like a scenario, go find the thing. Another bigger blister I mean, these are bigger than I anticipated. Just seeing there, a couple of Aarakocra paladins. So if you're not a D&D player, the Aarakocra are bird warriors, like flying bird warriors. So it's neat to see them on flying stands. But they give them really, that bottom guy's got huge wingspan. Like that's one of those situations where it's a very cool model, but it might be taking up a little too much room in the on the map. But they're up high enough because he's flying. I don't know. That's still a really cool. That's a cool kit. It's a cool set of models. After them, we have another Marvelous Miniatures. Now these are great. This is another Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures. We have 2 Modrons. So Modrons are like creatures, like little robotic polyhedral creatures from like the plane of order. They're fantastic. Okay, I'm very sideways because I'm trying to make room for all this awesome stuff. Yeah. So it's neat. I like having these Modrons. The one at the bottom, the triangular Modron. I'll have to look up exactly what kind of Modrons they are because they're not labeled. But he's got like an eye and a mouth on each of his sides. Each side of him, of this like kind of upside down pyramid, is got an arm, 2 legs, and a spear. So he's like just symmetrical in every way. Super cool. I like that a lot. And then everything else here, we've got just a bunch of like character style stuff. Looks like we've got we got characters, we got monsters. We have a couple of skeletons, and I've noticed that the deep cuts, so they come with they stand on their bases, their plastic bases they're molded with, but they also come with these little clear discs. So I guess if you wanted to put them on there, the map that they're on will show through. That's pretty cool. I hadn't seen the clear discs before, and I was actually looking at this. It looks like most of the stuff comes with clear discs instead of the. So for a while there, you were coming with those black flat plastics. So now they're coming up these clear ones, just to make it better for whatever map you happen to be on. That's really cool. We have a couple of Haringen Brigands. We got big pole axes, halberds. See, I like the Haringans. I think that they're goofy. They're kind of, all right, slapstick. But I think it'd be really cool to find a way to make Haringans not goofy. To basically run them like the fact that I've got a couple of brigands now. I'll get them painted. Maybe I'll paint it up with that one from the kit. Might be kind of a cool jump out raid, but maybe give like an eye patch to the leader or something. Like you can't help but rabbit people. You can't help but them come off as a little goofy, but if you make them sinister enough, you could probably make them into decent villains. We have a couple of Nothics. Nothics are those one-eyed kind of monsters that I believe. I don't remember their stats, but I believe that they feast on your fears or something. Like their eyeball makes you scared, and then they feed on it or something. I don't remember exactly what Nothics do, but the models are cool. There's one that's got he's down in a 3-point stance, and then the other one's up, trying to attack somebody. Very, very cool. These are so good. These are so neat. What do we got here? Oh, okay. Here is a Yeth Hound, which is basically kind of like a dire wolf, but with a human, almost like a human dwarf face, like a dwarfish face. It's a very detailed model. He's got his mouth open. He's showing some teeth. Yeah, so cool Yeth Hound, which makes me sound like I'm trying to talk with a lisp, like he's a yes hound, but he's not. We have a couple of halfling barbarians who are freaking adorable. One's a little halfling female with that big warhammer. The other one's got a great axe, and he's got that horned helmet that honestly kind of reminds me. I sort of wish that he had a big great club, because he would remind me of the little boy barbarian from the D&D cartoon. Missed opportunity. No, I'm kidding. It's still very cool models. Next up, we have a couple of drow fighters, which it says they're drow fighters, but aside from the spider motif and some of the imagery of the armor, these guys could easily be any kind of elf. You know, just one's got a sword, he's a swordsman. The other one has a crossbow. Very, I don't want to say generic. Oh, I can show you the ones on the back that are painted. But yeah, depending on, because if you didn't paint them with that gray skin and white hair and like maybe not black armor, you could easily make them into high elves or anything else. Yeah, they look like they're supposed to be drow, but you could do them as anything you wanted. We got a couple of I guess it's a trio of grungs. Grungs are the little poisonous frog people. On the back, they've got them painted as like kind of brightly colored poison frogs. I love those. Grungs are neat. After our friends, the grungs, we have a couple of mind flayers. Very cool. Always love illithids. Always dig those. Now, the cool part about these is, so with my 3D printer, I've actually got a bunch of illithids printed for reasons. And these are going to be a little smaller, so it gives me an opportunity to introduce, if I end up using these, it gives me an opportunity to introduce a lesser version, or crank up the ones that I printed to be cooler versions, depending on what level the characters that I'm running that scenario, just see how tough they are. Next up, we've got a couple of Dragonborn clerics. Just solid models. They got a couple of, they're just guys with armor, shield, and armor, shield, and looks like mace, like heavy mace. What I like here, to lean on personal preference, so here's what here what they look like. We got shield, armor, maces, but what they did is that the one that they painted as kind of a gold dragonborn, I'm going to put it up to the side and see if you can see. They gave him a tail. And then the other one, they did not give him a tail. So it's almost, it's leading to the, it's leading to the possibility that you could have, if you want a tail, do you have a tail? Do you not have a tail? That's neat. I love options. I love having options, and the fact that this is basically the same. I mean, yeah, the head's a little different, but it's more or less equipped the same, and it's more or less like the same style of person. But they said, hey, if you want to go ahead and have a tail, you can. There's nothing that's saying that you can't. And then the last one, this is one of those controversial choices, and I personally think is fantastic. These are a couple of human clerics that they have modeled to be in wheelchairs. Now, I understand that there are a lot of people that are going to say, but Bryan, it's D&D. You've got healing magic. You've got regeneration magic. You've got... Why would you have, why would you need to have people in wheelchairs? Keep in mind, for two reasons. Narrative reason, there's nothing that says that you couldn't have I've never been able to walk since birth. Like, it's not even injury based. It's just, you can't walk, that's just, and so you have a clockwork. Neither of these look very like steam powered or anything. They're just basically wheelchairs. And if that's the case, then there's nothing wrong with it. There's the people who are trying to say, keep your PC nature out of our game because I don't care that people shouldn't have wheelchairs. Come on, who cares? I'm not telling you that you've got to use these models at your table, that you've got to be like, hey, make sure that all of your dungeons are wheelchair accessible. I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm saying that if you've got a player at the table that wants to do that, or let's say that you've got a player at the table who is in a wheelchair, and there's a fly in the studio, And he is attacking my camera. Sorry, my mistake. Sorry about the fly in my studio. Uh, but yeah, if you basically are, if you've got somebody at your table that is in a wheelchair, or maybe wants to portray someone that they know and respect and love that is in a wheelchair, and they want to pay homage to that person, or who knows why? Why not have the option? Why not make it something you can do? And for those people out there that are like, but in a world full of magic, you'd never have anybody who's handicapped. That doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, you want to use that same argument? I'll use it against you. Maybe one of these human clerics have been cursed. Maybe they fought a Medusa, some super cool level 20 prime Medusa that petrified their legs. And their gnomish artificer friend built them this cool chair to get them around until they can cure that condition. Or maybe it can never be cured. Or, like I said, maybe it's just someone who never, from birth couldn't walk. Doesn't matter why. All that matters is that having the option. There's nothing this isn't hurting anybody. I know I'm soapboxing a little bit, but thank you, Wizkids, for doing this. I know that there were several like kind of offhand companies, a couple of 3D printing companies that made some people in wheelchairs, and people gave them grief over it. Thank you, Wizkids, for saying, I don't care what those people say. They are definitely a minority when it comes to complaining about, I don't want characters with wheelchairs in someone else's game. Because that's really what it comes down to, is that you're yelling and screaming about someone else doing something to have fun. Thank you. All right. Now that I'm done on that little soapbox, that is all the blisters they sent. And now there are 4 other products in this box. You'll note, that's a big box. And there's only 4 other things left. So, time to look at the big stuff. Starting at the smallest, but possibly one of the coolest, is... Oh! It's another one of those! I know you don't care. You're like, show it, Brian, show it. This is a paint kit. This is the Hell Wasp paint kit from Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures. It comes with 2 brushes, a water pot, and 12 Vallejo paint pots. And pro tip, use the included plastic blister as a palette for your paints. And then, of course, it's got a Hell Wasp. That's so cool. And I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to find out. I think the Hell Wasp is a Spelljammer creature. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but let's see if it comes up. When I look it up, it is not a Spelljammer creature. It is from Baldur's Gate: Descent into Avernus. So it's a demon wasp. The Hell Wasp is a demon wasp from Avernus. Very cool. That's what they say with these paints. You'll be able to make it look like. And all right, didn't see this. There's a QR code to follow step by step using these paints to make it look like this. How very cool is that? That is awesome. That is fantastic. I thank you, Wizkids, for doing that for us. That is great. Next up, we have... This is the... Oh, cool. So this is the Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures Unpainted Purple Worm. So, this is super cool. Purple worms are always super scary, but this guy is very big. He's very heavy. Lots of plastic. And he will look like this when you're all said and done. Yeah. This might be what I end up setting up over at my paint table, because kill two birds with one awesome stone. This particular model, I think I have got one of the new purple metallics from Turbo Dork that might look really tight on this model to do like the kind of the scale work in that kind of metallic purple. Yeah, this might be a future. You might be looking at a future episode, a hobby episode, once I figure out how to get my camera work again. All right. Now, there are 2 more boxes in this big old box for this unboxing. Box. How many times can I say box? They are both super freaking cool. And I do not know which one. I can tell which one is bigger, and so we're going to go smaller to bigger. All right, are you ready? Mitch, Wizkids, dude. This is the aspect of Tiamat. So the unpainted, primed aspect of Tiamat. How cool is that? Dude, this is going to be... I'm going to have to do a lot. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to do some more hobby days. So this is a very big, very cool model. Svarskari. And I think... Yeah. So, if you weren't aware, if you don't follow D&D, the Tiamat, also known as Takesis in Dragonlance, is one of the scariest evil gods out there. The aspect of Tiamat is a earthly avatar, sort of like a does the will of the Great Queen on Earth, or whatever game you're playing, Kryn or Faerun or whatever. And they gave stats to the aspect of Tiamat in Fizban's Treasury of Dragons. So there are actual statistics for this monster, and now I have an unpainted, primed version of this beast of beasts. They did such a good job to just how gorgeous they did to make the different heads are sculpted to look like the different dragon heads. They did such a good job. Ugh. All right. Now, you're probably saying, Brian, that was the second to biggest? Yes, because the last one is bigger. Now, I'm not sure exactly why it's bigger, because one would think that most things are not going to be bigger than the aspect of Tiamat, but this box definitely is, that's for sure. And what we have here is an adult green dragon. He's in kind of like flight pose. This is another one of the unpainted kits. This is what he looks like when he's all said and done. I think part of the reason why his box is so big is because of how high up his wings go. But yes, we have an adult green dragon as the creme de la creme of Wizkids sending cool stuff for us to unbox. How fantastic is this? Yeah, dude, he's huge. His tail's in there. He is enormous. It's the wings up. It's the fact that the wings are up that makes it as big as it is. But man, that is a big model. And I know it says adult green dragon because it's on that big old gargantuan style base. but depending on the stats you use, I would almost think that that might be, the elder size thing. But wow. Wow, wow, wow. How cool is this? Thank you so much, Wizkids, for when I said that I was looking forward to um, unboxing some cool stuff for them, and hopefully getting some time at the paint station, get my camera rig fixed to paint some of this stuff and show off just how cool these minis can be. I never in a million years thought that this would be what ends up on my doorstep. So, wow. From me to you, Wizkids, thank you so much. And for the fans, to you, Wizkids, I'm sure they're thanking you, because they're doing the whole I need to go out and pick up some of this rad stuff. So I don't know where to start. You know what? I do know where to start. I will figure out how to get my camera rig fixed so I can paint some of this stuff. But I think the first big event painting is gonna be this purple worm. Not only because it is, I don't want to say simple, but because it won't take me that many different colors. I'll be able to focus a lot of while we're talking and stuff on the show. Yeah, that's super cool. I am over. I know I say I'm over the moon a lot, but I am definitely over the moon. Thank you so much, Wizkids, for everything you've done for us. And I cannot wait to show more aspects of this stuff, aspect of Tiamat to this stuff, and to hopefully send more people your way to pick up more of this really, really cool stuff, because it's all high quality, all amazing. I'm speechless. And for a writer, that's something to behold. All right, I need to get this stuff sorted. I gotta pack up something cool for Trent. Wonder if there's gonna be some WizKid stuff in there. And I gotta get ready for figuring out how to edit this video and get everything squared away. So, from my house to you guys, from this professional nerd to all of you viewers, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit that little ding ding bell. It helps the algorithm push my stuff. It also, the closer we get to have more subscribers, share. Tell other people to come watch my stuff, because they want to win free things, and they want to, even if they, just want to sit and listen to me wax philosophical about silly things. I would look forward to doing so. So yeah, let's keep pushing this channel. Let's keep making it happen, because things like today, unboxings like today, where you guys can possibly benefit from cool stuff, it is easier if the channel gets bigger. And not to mention, there is something about, maybe my self-esteem when I see that new people subscribe. I don't know. Anyway, please be safe out there. Get vaccinated, boost if you get your boosters when you can. Mask up when you have to. Do everything you can to leave every room a little happier than when you entered it, and smile, enjoy life, play some games. We will see you next week with maybe the original topic that I had set up for this week. Bye, guys.